I said I pull up mean, pull up clean, pulling up on people that be doing they thing. I said I pull up tight.
PullerMagazine.com, we just pulled up on E-Helm. Mr. Helm, tell the people what you do.
I'm a real estate broker. I've been working with Keller Williams for about 3 years. Got my real estate license back in 2002 when I was an agent. Worked for Coldwell Banker for about 8 years. And, basically got my feet wet in the game. Learned a little bit about what the game is about.
Okay. How important do you think it is for people to own property?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I say about a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time, if you want to live rich, you want to have assets. You know what I mean? And the number one asset between all millionaires, which most people don't know, is real estate. Every millionaire or billionaire that you know owns real estate. Mm-hmm. They don't own stocks. They don't own bonds. I mean, they may do a little bit of that, mm-hmm. but every last one of them you could pinpoint back to real estate.
Yeah. So what about owning property in the black community?
That's a deep subject. From what aspect?
I mean, do you think it's important for people to strive to own property, because a lot of people don't own their property and they lose their housing and different, and there's a lot of stipulations set up and designed to make it harder for black people to obtain property.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's exclusionary. So it's like, how can people aspire to, I know people that have been trying to buy a house for 5, 10, 15 years, trying. Why do they have to try for so long to buy a home? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's a good question. In real estate, right? Mm-hmm. Buying houses, I mean, most people, you got to realize that we maybe are second generation of real millionaires, real wealth in the black community, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you figure 1965, we were still fighting to get into schools. That was 30, 40 years ago. That's about how old we are right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? About 30, 40 years. Most of our parents never sat down at the table and were able to have that conversation about how to save, mm-hmm. how to shorten your mortgage life, mm-hmm. right? What an interest rate is, what it is to own a brokerage house. That was mainly exclusively to the white community. And the reason why is because in the white community, you had slave owners. So you slave owners with generational wealth, mm-hmm. who talked to brokers about how to buy plantations, how to buy houses, how to flip that real estate into other businesses. So thus you have BP, you have different major conglomerates, billionaire conglomerates today that started off with those small conversations, but most of it was slave money. Mm-hmm. With black people, we got to come to the table and have a conversation about simple things like what is an asset and what is a liability. Mm-hmm. When I go to work, am I going to work to pay bills, or am I going to work to save towards this dream, right? Save towards this mission.
Guns and butter,
simple. Yeah,
but,
simply put.
Okay, so a lot of people aren't in a position to where they could save money. Mm-hmm. All of that money goes towards bills. So what is the best resource, I'll say, to get information to go about establishing yourself to where you can obtain or acquire property?
It's to call me. I mean, really, every situation is different. Mm-hmm. But it's to call me. Now, I just want to correct you on something. Everybody can save money because everybody spends money, right? If every dollar, was going towards your bills, mm-hmm. then you don't have a saving problem. You have an income problem. Mm-hmm. Makes sense? You have an income problem. You have a problem where you might be living under your means. You may need to break down to free up the extra, $500, every 2 months. You can save $500 every 2 months. We wear shoes, we wear makeup, different things. Hair. Black people in America today is the biggest consumers in the country. Trillions of dollars that we spend in this economy. So there's money there.
Yeah.
There's definitely money there. It's just having the financial discipline and the know-how to say, you know what, it's not going to break the bank for me to put $25 a week to the side.
So you're saying before they come see you, they need to go see a financial advisor.
If that's the route you want to go, you know what I mean? But come see me and I'll point you in the right direction.
So you do financial advisor?
I don't do, in terms of buying a house, I know what it takes. A financial advisor helps you with stocks, bonds, things like that. But in real estate, I'm a real estate broker. So in real estate, there's a certain method that's used, right? So let's say, for instance, a person comes to me, they say, well, Eric, and these are real conversations. I have a 580 credit score. How do I get my credit score up? Well, I say, well, what do you have? How much money do you have? Right? They say, well, I can't save this, that, and the third. And we just go over their whole situation and we tell them, okay, cut back here. What I want you to do is go get a secure credit card. The reason why you have a 525 is because there are certain formulas that are in play that we know in real estate. Certain formulas that are in play that if you did the methods that I taught you in a certain type of way, you'd be at a 640. You know what I mean? 650 because you're spending the money. It's just where you spending the money to make the most impact in your life and on your credit score.
So why you got this book right here?
The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, man. That's just a book. That's a book that helped change the course of my real estate career. And knowing what's important about how to set up the systems and the dialogues. Another thing is that if you got people like myself who study this game 24/7 to bring it back to our people, then I really think that they should use us, at least try us, right? Because more of real estate has everything to do with, believe it or not, this epidemic, this rash of police violence on blacks, right? So you own the property, you pay taxes to the city. The city cuts those taxes to the district, right? The district pays the police force, right? So they pay the fire department, pay the water department. Who's in control? Now, if we just a body of people that's just there renting. You don't own this, we renting. The renter lives in Gwinnett, or the renter lives in Hollywood, or the owner lives in a whole different county. The police department is going to be there to protect their property. They're not there to protect you. So in order for us to help shift this whole dynamic, real estate is the way. If you're thinking about buying a house or you're thinking about selling your house, meaning there's another aspect to it, because then you got moms and pops who just say they bought their house 60 years ago, but they don't really know how to get the equity out of it. So they sit up and they go to anybody who they think could sell a house. My job is to get the equity, the time, the money, and basically get your inheritance out of it. You know what I mean? Without hitting you over the head and taking all your money. But it will be a good, safe, properly done, knowledgeable job. Pull Up Magazine, man, 2016, 2017, the year 3000. Get your game up, come get these houses. Let's pull up, pull each other up. Pull the game up. Pull your mind up, your money up.
You heard it here. Eric Helm, the closing table, selling houses, buying houses, helping people. Get your money up.